Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 22 of the Ashton Gate 8. We are up to the 1st of Jan now. You can see we've been a bit indifferent throughout December, but not in a bad position at all. We are currently sat 7th with 33 points in the Conference League spots. If we look for where we last left off, was the Chelsea game. We had a fantastic 3-0 victory against Arsenal. A now Simone Inzaghi managed Arsenal, and they have changed to this weird 5-back with Saka and Walker, and it's just not working for them. Have a little look. They lost to us. They beat Chelsea. They drew Man United. They're in a bit of a transition period, so we took full advantage of that. There was no new manager bounce for them today. But once again, every time we go home, drew with Chelsea, beat Arsenal, absolutely battered at Anfield. I mean, battered. And then Middlesbrough. To be honest, Middlesbrough should have beat us, and we got a very contentious penalty for a handball. Gabriel Sara scoring the goal that put them ahead, and you can see no one really played well. So we're here. We're in the 1st of January. There's transfers come in. The guys that we had a little look at. Here we go. Where are we? Ben Mee's gone. Halmar Ekdal has replaced Ben Mee, so that is fine. Just a squad player. Matty Seen, I'm not sure how you say it, but he has come in. And Bryce Wembangomo, look at his value. Came in on a free Wembangomo, so absolutely sensational. He's come in to provide the cover at the right back. We've now got a young player to play advanced playmaker instead of Christian Eriksen and Ekdal as a backup centre-back. We are looking to move a few more people on. Bartley, West Ham offered him a trial. That, to me, says that he's wanted by West Ham. He's agreed a verbal contract as a youth player, and then obviously we can offer him a professional contract. But he has played very well. 5 games, 5 goals, 14 assists in 26 starts for the under-18s this season. A very, very good young lad. He's from Towbridge, so he doesn't quite add to this. And then this happened. Ronald, a £35 million offer from Al Hilal with a 20% profit of next sale. It said that he was very, very interested in going. I love Ronald. He's been one of my favourite signings this year. On any save I've done, he's not going to get much better. We brought him in on a free. He's given us 1.5 fantastic seasons. Scored some massive goals, and now he's going to go out to Saudi Arabia and make his money. So I've got absolutely no problem with that. I've got no problem with that at all. What we did, though, is we did mention Raekwon Nelson wasn't getting the game time, so we have brought Raekwon Nelson back in. Can obviously play on this right-hand side as a winger or an inside forward. Can play a bit deeper. Ended up playing wing-back at one point for Lincoln, and it just wasn't happening, was it? So we brought him back. I do still think he's got a lot to like, Raekwon Nelson. So he's come back, as has Scott, just to continue his injury recovery. He's torn his calf muscle out for 2 to 3 months. His contract is up in the summer. We did have a bit of a hefty outlay of $3 million, but I think the fact we're making profit on other players, I don't mind taking the hit on him. So the game today, then, I'm tempted to bring Raekwon Nelson straight in on this right-hand side. Let me just show you this on the tactics screen. Actually, it's a bit easier. Cozy Dewberry on the right. DiPietri actually got his first goal against Arsenal, so he's starting to perform a little bit more. Fallou Diouf is back, but is not quite fit, so we're going to bring Seiko back in. No, do you know what? We're not going to bring Seiko back in. We want the guys who have got partnerships to play. There you go. Look at this. The core is getting there. We've also got Greenwood, Eriksen, Cozy Dewberry, Raekwon Nelson, who we've got on the right-hand side. I don't know what we want. What does he do? He runs with the ball down the right. Cozy Dewberry cuts inside with the ball. They can chop and change. Raekwon Nelson is left-footed. We are training him to play as like a winger on the right-hand side. Maybe change it up to winger attack. Can use his flair a little bit better then. So if we put Nelson in, give him his first Premier League games as part of, you haven't seen this list for a little while now. The Ashton Gate 8, there you go. There's a lot of names in there that need moving on. Edward Kozik, we're going to try and move on. Gabaman is wanted by a few clubs. Warrington is. Sin is not quite fit. Ada Aslan's wanted by a few teams. Tommy Conway is now up for sale. Tom Cannon is complaining, saying he wants more game time. But to be completely honest with you, he's not really performed when he's come back in, and it's a bit of a worry. It is a bit of a worry. I'll start him today, but I mean, you can see he's already dropped off to 2.5 stars. He's not really performing, and we brought him in for quite a big fee. He's on quite a big wage. If you look at his form, he did score against Everton as a poacher, but other than that, he only scored 1 goal against Bournemouth earlier on in the season. He's just not really setting the world alight. We've got to be very, very careful, I think, with Tom Cannon. But we'll give him the start here. He does like playing as an advanced forward. We've got Ericsson, Nelson, Cozy Dubry, Freuler, Hodser, Borza, who he picked up another injury in the last game. Look at his medical report. It's only showing that a knock, but look, his injury susceptibility is just above average. He's unfit due to the fact he keeps getting injured, so we're going to put Kratzig in. And yeah, Romeo Freuler is wanted by Al Riyadh and Al Fateh and Amak. But I think we need to keep him around, to be honest with you. That's not good. We have offered him a new contract. He was only on a 1-year deal. Mason Greenwood is still happy being like a bit part player, so don't have to worry about that. Ekdal, I might bring Ekdal on the bench for Shackleton, because Shackleton's more like a centre mid. And we have got Estrada who can cover a couple of different positions. Obviously, that is quite good. Got a game against Brighton now. Brighton, who sacked their manager. It was Ruud van Nistelrooy. Ian Buckman is the caretaker manager. I'm cursed with caretaker managers. They always seem to beat me. If I was Voldemort and I was trying to attack Hogwarts, Hagrid would have taken me out. I just seem to be bullied by caretaker managers all the time. So the board and the fans are still very happy. The fans are a bit annoying. It keeps coming up like a C plus, but it's for things like this. Like, they want us to play direct. They're saying we're not, but we're playing long ball football. We're playing much more direct. It's really annoying. So I'm going to try and see if I can negotiate that out. Obviously, the board are saying it as well. Supporters are only pleased with the stuff. Obviously, none of this is going to happen unless Cardiff come up or we get them in a cup game. Everything else they're happy with. So I don't see what the issue is. They're doing well. The dynamics aren't doing quite as well after this. So the team's collective mental state hasn't changed much. Obviously, Cannon is complaining. There's 8 people who agree, so we need to just start playing him more. Van Aert, let him go. Warrington will let him go. And obviously, Ronald wants to leave due to the interest that's shown in him. You can't blame the lad. He's going to go and make absolute bank, isn't he? So we just need to think about that a little bit more and just make sure they're playing a 4-4-2. Oh, got Raekwon Nelson. He lacks familiarity with the pressing intensity, is impacting the overall cohesion. He should be given more time to get up. He's currently behind that. Well, what if we swapped him off there? That's better, isn't it? Because Cozy Dubry can play that a bit more. He lacks the familiarity, but he's better than Nelson. I think that we're just setting Nelson up to fail there then. So if we start training Cozy Dubry as a left winger on this side, on attack, and then we start training Nelson up as the winger on this side, training position, role and duty, attack and mid right. Don't know why I didn't do this for Nelson. There you go. So Nelson now as that. We've got Tom Cannon up front as a advanced forward. Might change him up to a poacher. We have obviously got other options off the bench. It's okay. It's good. For the first season in the Prem, let's just auto a number them. For the first season in the Prem, I genuinely cannot complain. I can't complain. The lads have been absolutely fantastic. We're 7th in the league in January, and we're on course to finish top half, which obviously financially you get a windfall. We're making money still. We're selling players for huge profits. Everything's sort of clicking into place. We've got players who are going out and have some fun. There's no pressure on Tom Cannon. We've obviously got players to come back from loan as well. Some good young players. We've got some scouting to do, which we're going to do in this video. So we're going to play this game. There is a game against Leicester in the Cup coming up, but I'm going to try and not play that. I'm probably just going to look through for whether we need to sign players now or whether someone like Nelson coming back or even like Ephraim Yeboah can cover the hole or the gap that Ronald's going to leave. Don't forget, we do have DiPietri, who we signed, who is through because you do reach to Ericsson. Oh, Ericsson. We do obviously have DiPietri, who's been complaining about his game time and wanting to start more matches. He's a natural right winger. That's a great ball. It could just mean that we move Cozy Adubra over to the left and start playing DiPietri, and then they're the two wingers. It could also mean that we start using Diaz as a starter. We could change Greenwood up to play on the wing. We've got a lot of options. Greenwood playing on the wing would allow Cannon and you to sort of rotate between them. I do think Greenwood's very, very good wide. He's creative. We've seen he plays in multiple different positions for us. Now that we have got Matty Sin, he can play as the advanced playmaker, meaning Ericsson can rotate. It all makes sense. I've mentioned squad building before. I'm waffling, but you know exactly what I'm trying to say. Throw in now on the left for Brighton. Here's Enciso. Jedson to Gilmore. João Pedro. Webster, and we're playing the low block. I don't really want to change it up because we're keeping teams at an arm's length, and teams like Brighton. I mean, I don't know about them in this 4-4-2, but teams like Brighton, Arsenal, City, like teams you like to play from the back. João Pedro looked offside there, and he's absolutely blazed it wide. Timo Horn didn't even have to attempt a save there. But teams we like to play out from the back, we tend to do well against because we draw them out and then counter. And here's Cozy Adubra now, back to Roberts. Freuler. Hudson. Good touch. He's got Raekwon Nelson ahead of him. He uses him. Just intercepted by Kyle Walker-Peters. Big step up for Raekwon Nelson to try and contend with. But a player with the potential, I think he can do it. When you've played, oh my God, what have you just done, Cozy Adubra? Why have you just done that? What in God's name has just possessed him to do that? Goodness me. Well, then Ericsson is going to have to come off. Ishmael Diaz is going to come on that side, and then I think Tom Cannon then needs to be a complete forward, so he drops a little bit more. That is not good. We were in control. The stats were very minimal. Both teams not having a lot of shots, but we were in control of the possession. They were going nowhere with it, really. That was just a really silly tackle from Cozy Adubra. That's the first time he's done anything like that. And Brighton have a corner. We did obviously have a red card earlier on in the season against Arsenal, and it just literally like completely killed that game. They just had so much more possession. They were knocking it around just like it was nothing. They basically just tore us apart from there on in. And to be honest, I'm anticipating that happening here. It's just bad. The only other option is if I bring Greenwood in like the attacker midfield role and we play like strikerless. So it's basically a 4-2-3. We just don't play with the one. That being said, we are going forward here. It's a poor throw. And Solly March is on the counter. And Kratzig's trying to get back to him. And Kratzig... Oh, do you know what, Malo Gusto? That's a fantastic interception from him. He's found Freuler. If you look, Tom Cannon's nice and deep now. He's dropping in. Kratzig... You are not performing, Kratzig. This left-hand side's let me down today, hasn't it? Gross switching it across to Matoma. This is really unfortunate for Raekwon Nelson because he's probably going to get hooked now. Gilmore. Webster. Driving forward. Good tackle, Tom Cannon. No. That is not a penalty. That is not a penalty. That is not a penalty. Oh, goodness me. João Pedro. 1-0. That's your game over, you know. Telling you now, that's your game over. Tom Cannon, you can come off. I don't agree with that. I don't think that's a penalty in the slightest, but it is what it is. Raekwon Nelson, you're going to come off for DiPietri as well. And I'm going to change Hodgson to a ball winner on support, just so we can get a bit more on the go in there. Let's change you up to a support. And I think that's just going to have, we're just going to have to try and counter them. That's very disappointing. And a red card to one of our key players. I mean, Kratzik's been awful, hasn't he? I think I took Borza off the bench as well. Thinking we'd have not an easy time, but definitely not be down to 10 men in the first half. Headed away again by Roberts. Here's Webster. Gross to the shot. Well blocked by Diaz. Good tackle, surely. Come on. João Pedro. It's blocked by Kratzik. Gross at the corner. Francelino heads it up. Matoma to Gross. Swings it in. And João Pedro makes it 2-0. It's West Ham all over again. There's nothing really I can do for this. I didn't set up anticipating that my star winger would get himself sent off in the first 20 minutes. So there's not really a lot I can do here. Might just pause the recording until the end of the game. Oh, no, here we go. Here's another chance for Brighton. Gross to Gilmore. Billy Gilmore. All the way. Jedson makes it 3. I'm going to pause it. I'll see you at the end of the game. Can I just say, by the way, that Tim Robinson is from Sussex and is refereeing a Brighton game. And we've had a penalty that wasn't a penalty and a red card. Just always get done over by caretaker managers. I just don't get it. It's almost like the game's like coded in. So if they've got a caretaker manager, it doesn't matter what your analysts have worked on or what your scouts have worked on, because they will just play completely differently to what you basically have been setting up for the whole month. All right, well, the less said about that, the better then. I can't believe it's 2 weeks' wages, lad. Are you getting 2 weeks' wages? What are you doing? What are you doing? I genuinely don't understand why he's thrown that tackle in. He's never shown anything like that before. Cozy Dubry, whether he was just frustrated, I don't know. He's just done something stupid. So we're going to just skip ahead a day and start looking at the squad, whether we need to improve on the wings or whether we do have the players there or thereabouts who can come in and lend a hand, or how we're going to work it. I'm not too sure. He's accepted as fine and he'll do his utmost. Has his determination gone up? It's not, which is a bit annoying. But anyway, we're going to look at the squad planner and we're going to look at this left wing role. Ronald is obviously the main player. He's the benchmark, isn't he, Ronald? So we did bring in Raekwon Nelson straight away, didn't we? So if you look at Raekwon Nelson, there's not much difference there, to be honest. Nelson's a bit quicker. Technically, they're the same. Ronald's a bit more attacking. But Raekwon Nelson certainly can play there. If we can compare him with DiPietri, again, very similar. DiPietri just not as good in the air. Not as well versed on the left-hand side, but do you know what? I don't think he's incapable of playing there. He hugs the line, runs the ball down the right-hand side. So obviously this idiot's now suspended. Raekwon Nelson's cup-tied, so he can't come in. So I think for the cup game, it's going to be a case of this, isn't it? It's Diaz there on the right-hand side. It's going to be DiPietri. Advanced playmaker is going to be Sin. Cannon is going to start because he just keeps going on saying he wants more game time. It'll be Borza there. I think I've seen enough for Timo Horn now. 1 clean sheet, 20 conceded. He's conceding more than 1 a game. He's only played 9 games. If we look at him compared to Tanavanu, 12 games, 8 conceded, 6 clean sheets. So Tanavanu is just the number 1 now, as far as I'm concerned. Definitely seen enough for Timo Horn. Unfortunately, Timo, it's over for you. Tanavanu goes in. Gusto was going to drop out. We're going to play Wembangomo in there. Diouf is still not fully fit. We will put Seko in. And Ekdal. I'm going to play Ekdal on the left-hand side. He's performed okay. Shackleton back in there. Raycon Nelson can drop out. We will let Ericsson have a rest. We'll put Arda Aslan in there. How about that? Tommy Conway's now wanted. Oh, by Al Fateh. Here we go. Hiring intermediary. We've offered them out for 17 million. They're trying to free up funds, but basically, if we just keep pushing it and just keep pushing them out the door a bit more, that bid will come. But anyway, I had a little look in the background, scouting wise. Obviously, we do still have all our scouting assignments. Marcus Tavernier for Bournemouth. How did he get on in the seasons they did? Well, not very well, so he's not worth it. That's a shame. I thought that would have been a very good little pickup, to be honest. These are just the recommended players, like a lot of high value players. So if we look at the recruitment focuses, current ability-wise, is there anyone? Lazar Samardzic, I love this player in real life. He used to play for Leipzig. No, he didn't. Who am I thinking of? But oh my word. Look at these average ratings. Starting every game. He wants to leave. He's unhappy. His playing time's been changed from a star player to an important player. Who have Udinese signed then? Who's their new star player if Samardzic isn't in there? Oh, they've changed formation, that's why. So that's one to keep an eye on. We do have a lot in the budget. Obviously, we are getting the 35 million in. We've got 24 million there, 35 coming in for Ronald. We'll free up wages as well. And runs the ball through the centre, tries killer balls often, shoots from distance, shoots outside of the foot, plays 1-2, tries to play his way out of trouble. Let's just sneakily. His wages aren't even that high. He doesn't necessarily fit the whole value for money aspect of what we're looking for. But if we just do 3 installments of 1 million, that makes it 1 mil. 2 installments of 2 million. That takes us up to 13 mil. And then 1 installment after a year of 10 would take us up to 23. They would then want after 50 games we'll take that out. So out of this season's budget, 25-26, we'd lose 10 mil. We would lose 330k from the season after, 333k the year after, 333k the year after, 1 mil, 10 mil in the year after that. I think we swindled them a little bit there. He's fairly susceptible to injuries, though. Let's have a look at his injury. Oh, he is actually. 3 weeks, 2 days, 2. Do you know what? It's not that bad. It's a couple of weeks. Concussion, pulled knee ligaments. His knee's a bit dodgy. Oh God, he'd be a very good signing. That's not even the player that we're looking to sign, though, is it? It's a winger we want. So this is what I did in the background. I had a little look. Attacking midfield left. Let's put midfield left in there as well. We've done up to age 22. We're just going to bump that all the way up to 45. Because I don't really mind if they're an older player, as you've seen with Ericsson. If they can offer something going forward, they can offer something overall. It makes sense to bring somebody in who can... clicked on the wrong thing there. It makes sense to bring someone in. Let's just have a look at the recommendation. Let's do it that way. And then we will literally just look. Simon Adingra is transfer listed for 15.5 million. 15 off the bench, 5 off the bench. Doesn't enjoy big matches. That's a shame. He would have definitely represented good value for money. Who else? Geronimo Vieira is wanted by Man City. He's only 22, got a bit of potential in him. He's not adaptable enough. Consistent and enjoys big games, though. But he'd struggle. And with it being January, you basically need a player that's not going to struggle from the off. That's the way I see it anyway. Anyone cheaper? We looked at this guy when we were in the Championship. Gaultier Ott, he's another one we looked at. Elliot Anderson. And the thing, like someone like Elliot Anderson is a player who just suffers from the fact that Newcastle are just so. I mean, their teams. He's done well out on loan at Ipswich. Did well there at Newcastle. 3 substitute appearances for Leicester. Did very well there. Obviously, it would be a loan deal rather than a transfer. But I think they just suffer. These players. I mean, like Anthony Gordon. He's absolutely suffered. But you know what? Anthony Gordon, 6.88 there, a 7.17, 4 starts, 5 off the bench. This season has not really played. Can play definitely out there. Let's just sneakily ask. There's 135 million. Goodness me. And we can't loan another Premier League player in. So they basically just want to recoup their money, and that's just not good value for money. Smartic, I don't mind so much because he's a bit younger and he's like an absolute out and out. He would be a starter, and then like Sin could be rotation option with Ericsson. It's a shame. I would have actually quite liked Anthony Gordon. Just not £45 million worth of Anthony Gordon. Who else? Sarmiento is one that we do know is a good player. Someone who's played a fair bit. Here we go. Here's one. Nemanja Trifunovic, a very creative, right-footed player on the left, playing for Partizan Belgrade. What's the scout report saying? So the scouting team actually watched him in November and said he played for 90 minutes as an inside forward. His accuracy of passing, his first touch makes him technical. He could adapt well. He obviously doesn't know the language, but that's fine. Ooh. Let's compare you with Ronald. I can't because I've looked at too many other players. Compare with Ronald. I mean, have I just stumbled upon it? He likes playing as a winger as well. Obviously, he can play inside forward, but he likes playing as a winger. 3.8 mil. He'd only won about 15k, and he'd happily drop it. Oh, okay. Well, you got to accept it. 3.8 mil. 21 years of age. Do you know what? I didn't look at his previous ratings, did I? Matthew. Oh no. Fine. Happy days. I think Trifunovic is good value for money, a good player overall, very young, very cheap. £1 fish, £1 fish. Just looking to see if there's any other sort of cheap players who may be underrated. And Alvin Sanchez did pop up, can play in the middle, can play on the right, can play on the left-hand side. I've just had a text. Oh. Just doctor's surgery telling me I can order repeat prescriptions, but that's funny because I don't have any in. Alvin Sanchez, Swiss youth international, 22 years of age. He wouldn't necessarily easily fit in, but he could adapt well. He's a good dribbler, good balance on the ball, fairly skillful. He's consistent, balanced and normal personality. He's only one-footed. He's only left-footed. But tries killer balls often. He's got great flair. He's got good first touch, good passion, and great vision. Cuts inside from the right wing. He's nice and technical. He's got good stamina, good decision maker, good flair. Let's just throw an offer in for him. Let's just throw 10 million their way. Get rid of that. We don't want to give you any more money. 10 up front. And after 50 games, another 2. There you go. Alvin Sanchez, 22 years of age, might be the option. Obviously, I'm going to decide out of the ones that we have put offers in for who we are going to sign. Jurasek is another one we have looked at before. Kenna Valencia is also one we've looked at before. I just like the left field one. I know, funny, because it's a left winger. But you know what I mean? I don't want to just go out and sign every single person that everybody else signs and every single save. It's boring. I don't like it. It's boring. I could easily just pluck a scout list off the internet, stick it in the game and go and find someone. I like finding these players myself. He looks all right. 23, the Emirati. 8.2 mil. I'm umming and ahhing about Samardzic now. I'm not entirely sure on what to do with Samardzic. Carboni's a strange one. Hasn't played a lot, has he? No, I'm pretty sure we looked at him in an earlier date. When I was playing off camera, I'm pretty sure we did. Lauren Ulrich, he is fantastic, but I don't think he's a winger. I think he's definitely like an advanced playmaker type. Christos Zolis from Norwich, we did actually have an offering from him at one point, but they wanted far, far too much money. So he was a no-go. Tyrese Dolan, I actually really like Tyrese Dolan. I really do. I don't know what his scout report looks like on this, actually. Not bad. But 24 years of age and is only sort of the two-star potential, two-star current ability. We need someone who's going to come in and have an impact now. Jaden Anthony. 21 million for Jaden Anthony. Are you No one's jumping out, really. No one's really jumping out. This guy's quite creative. Tries killer balls often, likes to beat the offside trap, beats his opponent, cuts inside. He's a proper old school. I'm going to absolutely rinse you winger. Suleiman Alouch, the Moroccan, doesn't enjoy big matches, will not adapt. No. He's played 8 minutes. Juan Gauto. I thought he looked at these. Why is it going right back to the top? Who else is knocking about that we could? There was sneaky offering for. There's this guy here playing for Olympia. Marco Brest. No, he's not quick enough for me. Jaden Philogene. He'd be a great signing. Do you know what, though? I don't think he's too different to Cozy Dewberry. He's not. They're very similar. And in which case, then, he's not too dissimilar from Raekwon Nelson, so we won't bother with that. Anybody else first team candidates? Chris Mitchell, his personality's now changed. That's good to see. Richard Owen is doing very well. He's in the under 18s, Richard Owen. I do like him. He's like a natural left-footed player out on that side. Has been playing as an advanced forward for the under 21s, under 18s this year. I think we change him up to a winger. Let him train out there, start playing him there. David Bentley has the potential to be a Premier League left winger. We could start rotating him into the matchday squad. Jordan Lapham is resilient now. Go on, Jordan. Chris Beeden is not performing well. Gary Hobbs is doing very well. And Jagan Kamason. Anyone in the under 21s then? Current ability-wise. Reece Claremont can play on the left. He's played the majority of the season as a left-back. That's what he's natural at. But he can play as a winger. He's another one we got from Arsenal. Got him on a free. This season, 6.7 average rating in the Papa Johns, a 6.79 average rating, but he is playing left-back. Is arguably better as a winger than he is as a left-back, even though he's a natural left-back. Reece Claremont. Where's Ronald. I mean, Ronald is just overall a better player, isn't he? Jesus. Yeah, he's not very attacking, Reece Claremont. He's a much of a muchness, I think. George Morgan still doing well. What a guy. Trevor Grinsell got suspended, and I don't know why. Justin Pierre, now that's someone who we know can play out on the left. His contract's coming up next year. He's 18 years of age now. This season has got 2 goals and 5 assists from that left-hand side. If we click on his form, he's almost exclusively played as a winger on the left for the under-21s. So do we call him up? He's a youth player, a young lad. I've looked at him before. Do you know what? Let's call him up. Let's call him up. Let's rotate him in. Sod it. Let's rotate him in. Diaz then. We're going to drop Diaz out. Going to put Justin Pierre in there for Diaz. We're going to give him a game. I wasn't planning on showing the cup game, but I might do it just to see how Pierre gets on. How have we been training him? Winger attack. Good, because that's what he's going to be playing. Technically is one of the Ashton Gate 8 then, isn't he? Because he's a young lad from the academy. Anyone else? Trivani Mully got injured. He was doing really well as well. I was thinking of him earlier when we first started recording. Aslan can play on the left. He's getting a lot better. Is wanted by a couple of teams, Hull being one of them. Obviously, they've got Turkish connections. I think what we should do is send him to Hull. No one really wants to make an offer. I think we let Aslan go just because he's got limited potential. I don't see him getting much better. Is there anyone else we can sort of rotate in around the first team? Claremont, Morgan, Hobbs, Pierre. No. And then obviously we have got the cup tied Raekwon Nelson. That squad's looking awfully bloated, but there's a lot of under-21 players in there, so don't worry about it. So Samardzic is incredibly interested in coming in. Obviously, that would be a big outlay up front, but smaller outlays over the course of a couple of years. He's only 23. He's going to be 24 in just over a month's time. So I just really like him. I really like him. He does want to be a star player, and that might be the sticking point. Oh, he'd happily be an important player. And he'd be an ESC player. 5-year deal he'd happily take. We're going to get rid of some of this nonsense. I don't mind that. That can go. Don't mind that. Don't mind them. He's going to want astronomical, which, you know, it's not even bad. Let's just agree the deal, and then we'll decide later what we want to do, because obviously we do have a contract offer on the table for Christian Eriksen. So if we compare them in a moment, I might let Eriksen go. Trifunovic, I think a squad player. He's happy being a squad player. I think he's just a bit of a shoo-in, really, isn't he? Only 21. Sanchez is an interesting choice, I would say. 44 grand, minimum fee release clause, that's fine. Little appearance fee, drop it up to 50. Go on then, mate. We've got the wages, we've got the money, and obviously we are going to be getting money in for Ronald leaving. And then, again, it allows us to sort of loan out some of these players. Come on, Tommy, you need to go. 17 mil for Tommy Conway would be lovely as well, wouldn't it? Excuse me. So, much to think about, I would say. A lot of chopping and changing, it looks like. A lot of squads rotation and some sort of fringe players on their way out. Tommy Conway, I just really thought he'd adapt. It's such a shame. Such a shame he's not been able to adapt, to be honest. It really, really is. Christian Eriksen, I love him. He's been absolutely fantastic for me. I can't say much more about him other than that. He's 33. He's declining physically, but technically and mentally is absolutely unbelievable. He's a team leader. I'm talking myself into my decision, I think, between him and Smardzic, which sounds crazy because Smardzic is just a good player. So we are starting to get a few offers knocking about. Bartley is starting out on the left there, that's fine. Bond as the advanced playmaker is doing very, very well. Baird's another one we didn't look at. He is only 17 now, so I'd rather not throw him in. He's looking very good. Rutty, Yates, Mitchell, Everett, Owen, and Alfate have declared interest in Conway. I think they're going to throw an offer in. Port Vale want Lewis Warrington. 1.1 million over the course. It looks like Romeo Frula's going to Alfata, which is a shame. Dog's just kicked. Why are you kicking the sofa? What are you doing, dog? Why are you kicking the sofa? Hmm? Not looking at me, he knows he's in trouble. Oh, God. January transfer windows, man. It's one of them. It's do you let the players go and keep them unhappy and hope to get over it? Or do you just sort of let them go? We did offer Freuler a contract ourselves. No, we didn't. He wanted like 95 grand, didn't he? He did. He wanted stupid money. But I think that's fine. I think we let him go. We let Hodzer and Estrada start as like the two starters in there. If we look at the squad planner for that position, so Hodzer and Estrada start, Freuler drops out, we're going to lose Gabaman. We've got Shackleton as backup. We could potentially start training Christian Eriksen as some sort of like playmaker from deep and maybe go, I don't know. There's options there. There's absolutely options there. Excuse me, but there's definitely options there. Or we could bring back Trevor Grinsell. Tom Cannon, vice captain. Wambangamal. We could bring back Trev early from his loan and start bringing him into the team. Obviously, Romeo Freuler is just a fantastic player. We'd have him until the end of the season, though, actually, unless we sold him straight away. Wheels are turning. So we decided to give Christian Eriksen a new deal, 1 year deal. He's on a bit of a pay rise, but I've got no issues with that. I think just for the season he's put in for us, we'd be very, very stupid to let him go. That then being said, it's a case of how do we approach the advanced playmaker position? Freuler's contract decision probably influences a lot what we do with Christian Eriksen. If he goes abroad, if he stays, Tommy Conway, you need to go, lad. Who wants him now? Only loan offers. Get him going. Hopefully his agent starts trying to muster up a move for him. I don't want to loan him. I want him gone. He's just not going to come good in this division. He looked like he was going to start off very well in that first game against Tottenham, but I think it was just like riding a high and playing up front with Tom Cannon. So I'm just thinking if we can get Vanat out the door, to score swarm play, I'm just gonna be shit. I'm just gonna be shitty with him. He's I just want him gone because Anthony Gordon wants to come to us and he's loan listed. It's either that or we terminate Mal Augusto's loan, and I don't really want to do that. He's been fantastic. And we don't know what what the right back's going to be like. And then obviously I don't really want to trust Bush as the starter with Gusto playing so well. So if we can get rid of him, he's. Hmm. those who don't know, if you can't terminate the loan from like the main thing, a lot of the times you can do it from here. Last year, even though if it was like it wasn't, if it was grayed out, it'd still let you do it. But I mean, they think Hammerson needs to be loaned out, and we obviously have some affiliates now. So right back, club info. I am just jumping all over the place, aren't I? For Tranmere, I've obviously got to do Kozik there. They've now got Sashdev playing there, and Kozik's dropped to the bench. I'm assuming that's rotation, but they've got Kozic there, and then we've got Lincoln as a potential loan destination, but he'd be playing as a right wing back, where they've already got Clifton. He's a lot better than Thomas Clifton. They've got Liam Bennett, who's injured. He's better than him, and Sorensen, who looks very good actually. Sorensen, 10 mil in League One. We could loan him out. We could definitely loan him out. Let's just stick him on the loan list and just see who comes in. Let's just see who comes in for him. Ronald Jones still isn't performing or playing for Reading, which is a shame. It's really stifled his development, as opposed to someone like Adam Berry, who's played an awful lot. Camrich has played a lot. He's wanted by a few teams now, Yusuf Camrich, because he's doing very well. His contract's up in the summer. I've just got a lot of plates to spin when it comes to the youth players. A lot of them were signed not knowing how long we'll be in the Championship for a start, or alternatively signed to sell for profit, letting them go on a free is not really what we want to do. But if I give him a new contract now, no one's going to buy him, so I'd have to give him a 2-year contract. Yeah, you see the issue. I didn't keep an eye on that, thinking seasons ahead. I just kept loaning them out, so I've kind of shot myself in the foot with someone like a Camera. So what we did mention the potential of Mason Greenwood playing wide, didn't we? We're going to go with the team I've already put out there. Maybe any changes if need be. We'll have a little look, but I don't think there is any. Borza can play, Ekdal can play, Wembengo can play. Everyone else seems quite happy. Mason Greenwood then. Natural as a striker, but can play across all of these positions. He's either footed, so it doesn't really matter what we play him as. Inverted winger on the right-hand side. It's a left winger we've lost, isn't it? I think he's naturally left-footed, if I remember correctly. But even that, even like an inside forward on support, start training him there, which then means Samardzic and Sim will be the players who play there. If we lose Freuler, it means that Ericsson can drop deep. Obviously, he's only got a 1-year deal. But he is now, I believe, an important player, a star player. So we just need to be careful with the rotation and not try and upset the dynamics too much. But we have got a very, very inflated squad, a very inflated squad with players that we need to move on. Arda Aslan again, another one. $250K up front. Potentially. Let's get Arda Aslan out. We'll start with the team that's on there then. Auto number these. Justin Pierre, another youth. Oh, BA Francelino. Do you see what I mean? It's a bit inflated now. So I need to really, if I can't, again, doing the way I'm doing it, if I can't find a player that fits a certain role, I need to move players about to fit and play in certain roles and positions. Kind of like we have been doing with Greenwood as an attacking midfielder this season. Now we've got an actual attacking midfielder and potentially another one coming in. He can go back to being up front, but then that means we've got too many strikers. So then it looks like he might need to go out on the left. We are losing Ronald. So I just need to think about things like that. This game, I'm not expecting a win, to be honest. I'm using this as an opportunity to play. Obviously, you've seen and you heard, but I use the Cups as an opportunity to play players who might not normally play. I think Tarnavanu needs game time just to maybe get back to the form he was in. He's dropped a little bit. Obviously, Hodzer and Freuler start again. DiPietri's playing in. Pierre, Cannon. All these players who may or may not be proper starters. And Pierre's hooked one forward there. Why are you lagging? Silly game. Very technical team, Leicester, aren't they? Just looking at some of the players they've got on the pitch there. Connor Cody to Jacob Greaves. A good player on Football Manager, by the way, if you never used them. Savio being closed down. Finds Greaves again. Connor Cody, Norton Cuffy, Patino, Aravena. Balls are closing them down. Good defending. Norton Cuffy, Patino to Winks. Not Harry Winks again, goodness me. I am going to tell us to press a bit higher because they got in a bit too easily there. There's not a lot of pressure at the top end of the pitch there. And I feel like that's not the best defence, is it? Cannon's already been caught offside once as an advance forward, so I'm just going to change him up to a poacher. They've had a lot of the ball, Leicester. Obviously, we're playing a heavily rotated team, but with the exception of Pierre... Oh, Winks. Yeah, with the exception of Pierre, I'd expect this team to be able to do a lot more than they're showing, but that's nice build-up from the back there. Here's Hodzer, bringing us forward. Plays as an anchor man, brings the ball out so well. Wembangomo to DiPietri. We've got a lot of pace on this right-hand side. He's found Freuler. Freuler to Cannon. Tom Cannon! Oh, drags it wide. We've really not been at the races here, have we? They've had a lot of the ball, Leicester. XG is exactly the same, though. They're not creating, although they've had a lot of the ball. We're not really doing anything, so I can't necessarily criticise them. Tom Cannon's having a dreadful game. Everybody else is playing okay. Cannon, though, is having a dreadful game. And here's a corner. This is going to be a goal, isn't it? Aravena whips in a corner. It's headed away by Wembangomo. And he'll chase it down. But he's left his man in all sorts of space. And Ekdal has to try and get a tackle in. That is silly from Wembangomo. Mentally isn't the best player. And he's shown it there. He ran away. He came out to press. And then just ran to go back to his position. He should have really stuck around to stop any sort of counter-attack happening, but he just decided to do nothing instead. Giving them a little demand more, and some of them didn't like it, but, I mean, Leicester... I understand it's pretty much a second string, but they're better than this. They're better than this. Here's DiPietri with a free kick from distance, who hits the underside of the crossbar, and Patino puts it out for a corner. DiPietri, I've not seen him take a set piece before other than corners, and that was some effort. Here he is now, DiPietri. It's a poor corner, though. Freuler puts back out, and no highlight there. Throw in on this left-hand side. Here's Savio into Connor Cody. Oh, Tom Cannon's nabbed it off Connor Cody and absolutely buries it. Tom Cannon, he's a proper poacher, you know. He's not an advance forward. Nabs the ball. Again, poachers have been slightly changed this year. Not a chance a poacher will be making a tackle like this on previous iterations of the game. But nabs it back and just finishes with aplomb against his former team. So that's against Everton and Leicester. Tom Cannon scored a goal for me this season. It's almost like he just performs against ex-employers. Patino now to Aravena. Massively against the run of play, by the way. But that's why I wanted us to press a bit higher up the pitch. That's a... Whoa, Iheanacho. I mean... Tarnavanu has not covered himself in any glory there. But that knockback by Iheanacho, what's he doing? What is Iheanacho doing here? He's been let off big time, Iheanacho. He was through. Tarnavanu, though, that's not good enough. From someone who we now consider our starting goalkeeper, that is not good enough. So Hodgson wins it back. Now Seiko. Back to Tarnavanu. Seiko. Wembangomo. Great name, isn't it? Wembangomo. Di Pietri. This is what I want to see more of him. And he's looking for Pierre! Oh, Justin Pierre! Justin Pierre on his debut! The 5'5" winger has scored a header at the back post. And was it Connor Cody or Norton Cuffy marking him? Di Pietri does well. It's Norton Cuffy. And Pierre just... Oh, Pierre. Di Pietri, more of that, please. That was brilliant. That's exactly what we wanted him. But when we signed him, it's exactly what we wanted him for. Runs the ball down the right, likes to get his crosses in, good dribbler, good creativity, and he's not done it at all so far. First time we've really seen anything from him to suggest he can actually do it. And we somehow take a 2-1 lead. Here's Savio. Back to Dewsbury Hall. He's dragged it wide again. We need to watch Dewsbury Hall. Half time's coming up. Sin hasn't really performed, but it's his first game in English football. A big step up from the Czech Republic leagues. So again, that's another thing I'm thinking of with Samardzic. He's like a ready-made replacement, whereas Sin has maybe got a couple of years in him. We need to show everyone that the praise is justified. Romeo Frula's looking quite tired. So we'll bring Shackleton on as the DM on support. Mate Sin is he's playing okay, but he's tired. I'm going to give George Morgan his first run out. And again, not going to expect too much from him. Just come on and play. You're just going to play as a poacher. Just come on and try and score a goal. Don't really want too much more from him. Everyone else seems to be okay. Sin isn't doing amazingly. Again, he's not long in the club. I can't expect too much from him. Justin Pierre, we're going to leave out there. He's performing well enough, and he scored the goal. So we'll leave it at that as we start the second half. When Montgomery needs to get back to it, but it's given away. Sin. Leicester City corner, which Aravena will take. They've had a lot of corners, Leicester. Aravena's ball in, looking for Salvio, knocks it down to Charlie Patino. Oh, he didn't get out to him quick enough. And it's blocked away. Harry Winks. Back to Norton Cuffy. And there's your end of highlights. But it's going to continue with Leicester building up as Winks tries to squeeze it through. It's intercepted. Here's Pierre. First time we've actually seen him running. And he's showing a clean set of heels to Harry Winks. Go on, lads. Justin Pierre whips it in. Morgan's header just over the bar. Justin Pierre, mate. We might have stumbled upon another one. About 60 minutes gone. I'm thinking of making some changes. I think Sin needs to come off now. We'll bring Ericsson on just to control that game. Justin Pierre. Do we think he deserves some flowers? They're now playing out from the back, so you know what we do when that happens. We do this. They have got to throw in. Let's just see how he gets on with Norton Cuffy here. Here's Winks, Patino. That's some ball. Ian Acho's got to score. That is some ball by Charlie Patino. I'm going to leave Pierre out there. He's playing well, and he created the chance for Morgan. Bors is quite tired. As we whip a free kick in, it's knocked away. Greaves away. We're going to leave that attack that Leicester on. We're going to bring Brace onto left back, and we're going to bring Malo No, they've scored. We're going to bring Man and Bush on at right back. Ian Acho's just equalised. We will bring Pierre off then. We will bring Mason Greenwood on, inside forward, on support. Let's see what happened. Obviously, we did see some of it. I skipped it. It's my fault. But Savio, where's the defence? Secco is nowhere, and that's a good finish, to be fair. I can't blame the keeper on that one. That's a very good finish that time. Secco was nowhere, though. I've not really been impressed with Secco. A free signing. Can't really complain. We can sell him on. But Leicester absolutely deserve to be in the game. We have, again, a second string out. It is what it is. How are we going to get on? Here's Ekdal. I don't think he's comfortable playing on that left-hand side, Ekdal. Wengambomo. Wembangono. I don't even know how to say his name. Ericsson to Morgan. Morgan out to Greenwood. This is nice. Greenwood cuts in. Mason Greenwood scores. In off the left-hand side. An assist by George Morgan. And the two young lads who have played today have created and scored in this match. That's a lovely knock by Morgan, you know. Greenwood cuts in. Oh, outside of the left foot. That's an interesting one. Again, we did say we might just start training Greenwood up there and maybe not sign another left winger, just to allow Greenwood that game time. It keeps him happy, means I can rotate between Cannon and you. I think that's what we're going to go for. So then it's just a decision on the signings of Smardzic and was it Sanchez, the Swiss lad, whether we actually do go for them. Maybe loan Cozy Dubry out again. Not Cozy Dubry, sorry. Raekwon Nelson out again. Maybe decide whether he is going to be good enough. I'm not too sure. Is there another role he can play? Can he be trained into a fullback? Maybe. I think he could be. A lot of things to think about. But do you know what? The ones who I wanted to see perform today have, in all honesty. Wembam has performed. Di Pietri's performed. Greenwood's come on an inside forward and performed. Morgan's performed. Pierre's performed. So yeah, the lads who I wanted to see something from today have shown me something. Everyone else has sort of been a bit naff. Again, the two defenders are getting done again. And Seko, he's gotten in Bush's way there, Seko. And Bush has had to make a block. Seko is just... He looks Premier League level. But when I watch him in game, I mean, if you go back to the Vallecano save, we called it the eyes test. I give him the eyes test. He's not good enough, Seko. Wembangoma could win that. He doesn't. Zachariasen for Leicester as they try and get back into the game late on. Seko finally wins a header at that back post. A lot of tired defenders out there, to be honest. Leicester corner. Dewsbury Hall whips it in. It's headed away by Seko. Di Pietri gets it on. The keeper was up there. Dewsbury Hall. They've got nothing to lose now, Leicester. Harry Winks, of God. Wout Faz looking for Salvio and headed away by Wembangomo for a throw-in on the far side with minutes remaining. Savio. Zachariasen looks for an offside there. He did look it. Offside has been given. We look as though oh God, I spoke too soon. Christiansen to Daka. Christiansen, Mavi Adidi, good tackle by Bush. And Seko has won a goal kick there. I think he kicked that off Bush. It's claiming he kicked it off of the Leicester attacker. I think he kicked it off Bush. Tarnavanu was going to launch it long. That's it. Waste a bit of time. Yeah, you pushed them upfield, lad. Tarnavanu wasting the time. And there is the victory. Not a game I wanted to live con, but I'm quite happy I did, in all honesty. Nice performances from some of the lads. I'm not going to criticise because they were the second string. But yeah, nice performances from the lads we wanted to see performances from. So a win in the FA Cup third round. A competition Bristol have never won. So yeah, I'm happy to do that. I think Cannon again has proven he's a proper poacher, isn't he? Let's stop trading him as an advanced forward. Let's put him back to a poacher. Let him just do what he does, and that's put the ball in the net. Cooper dismisses Morris' speculation. Greenwood is now able to perform well. In order to truly master it, he needs to play a lot more as a left winger. He will gradually forget what he learned as an attacking midfielder. He's been such a good signing. He really has. I can't say much more. That being said then, Nemanja Trifunovic, do we need him? The answer is no. We don't need him, so we're going to cancel that transfer. And then it's just these two, Alvin Sanchez, who can play and cover across the front three. I do like that versatility. He can also play in central midfield. I really like that versatility. He's only 22. It's not a massive transfer fee. It's 10 mil. I like him. I really like Alvin Sanchez. He could then potentially be like the main backup player, and then that could allow Sin to go out on loan, get a bit of game time, a bit of experience. Mark Gui, however you want to say it, they but he activated his contract, didn't he? An extension in his contract when we tried to sign him. So we're going to give up on him. Or do we bring in Samardzic, who's 23, going to be 24 next month, a bit older, comparing him with Alvin Sanchez? Oh, I think that makes my mind up. I think we go for Sanchez, Dribbling's the same. Finishing not as good, but he is a bit younger. First touch not as good. Long shots aren't as good. He's not as technical. Work rate, he's a bit more of a workhorse, and I do like that. His off the ball's the same. Flair's not as good, but again, he's got a bit more potential in him from the looks of it. He's quicker. And he's not injury prone, whereas Samardzic was injury prone, if I remember correctly. He is fairly susceptible to injuries. We look at his injury history. Since the start of this save, what's that? 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Looking at about 12 weeks in 3 years missing, whereas Alvin Sanchez, look at his injury history. He's had 2 major knocks and only one of them. I think we go for Alvin Sanchez. Yay! Grintail got a nice 7.0. Cambridge beat Wolves in the Cup. Steve Cooper's doing some job at Cambridge, Okay. Okay, then. Well, I'm going to leave that there. Once the transfer for, I think we go Sanchez. Value for money is much, much better. Obviously, we're paying a bit more up front than we would be doing for Samardzic. But I think overall, value for money, the fact we can mould him, he can play in a couple of different positions. Let's do that. Let's cancel the Samardzic deal. And let's bring in Alvin Sanchez. That's not something I thought I'd do when I put offers in for both of those lads. Better set piece taker as well. Better corner taker, not a better free kick taker. He had 15 free kicks. Did Samardzic. We might revisit that in the summer. I don't know. But again, I need someone who's going to come in and sort of just do a job now and help the team out a bit more. There's some transfer offers coming in here. Who are these for? Kozik and Derby put an offer in. Loan offers for Kozik. Just go. To be honest, he's in the Chavez section for me. Derby have made a loan offer for Conway. Surely you can stretch that. No. I think this is going to drag itself out, isn't it? I think the Conway one's going to drag and drag and drag. Arda Aslan, there's no point in you going on loan to Port Vale. If I'm going to get rid of you, I'm just going to sell you. Ronaldo Vieira, bloody hell, do you remember him? He played for Leeds. City is still in 7th. We're still close to Man City. That's crazy. They've had a proper fall off in the save. It's been a really weird save. The Premier League looks mad. There's some teams, Bournemouth, Everton, towards the top of the table that just shouldn't really be there after 3 seasons. But hey ho, it is what it is. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave it. I did say we've gone for Sanchez. That's the decision we've made. Alvin Sanchez is going to come in, can play across the front 3, can play as a central midfielder. He offers us something that maybe the others don't. I might loan out Matty Sin, or do we keep him around? I don't know. I've got some decisions to make. I'll come back once the January transfer window's finished. Obviously, we'll probably be like midway into Feb by then. But yeah, I think Conway's got to go. Losing Ronald's just going to be a nightmare, isn't it? But Greenwood playing out on the right. God, he's been waiting for the work payment for ages. Anyway, we'll leave that there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all next time for the Ashton Gate 8. We will be in February, March time. The Easter Bunny will be about. Happy days. Let's go. Thank you all for watching.